Hey, we are live on Tuesday night here at Grumpy Acres Farm. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see who's in the chat, shall we? Starla's in the chat. The Rickster, a face we haven't seen in a while. I hope you're doing well, bud.
Heard from you. I'll give you a call back. I just wanted to talk to G first.
Yeah, he's asking if you got his phone message.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Terminator's in the house. Saying hi to everybody. Let's see who else is here. Who else? There's some more names. Tambra's in the house. Jane's in the house. Good evening. Let's see here. HG's here early.
Hey.
Let's see what he has.
Stirring the pot already.
My wife asked me the other day where I got so much candy. I said I always have a few Twix up my sleeve. Bump. Folks, he'll be here all week. Be sure to tip your waitress. Skanes is in the house. Let's see here. A bunch of repeats. HG's going nuts on the emojis. Sam's in the house. What's up, man?
G, did you catch him?
Joseph G's right here.
Grateful Hearts.
He says hello to everybody. Grateful Hearts with the pink wavy hand. Let's see here. Let's see what Starla got to say. They sent 20 seeds for Cherokee. Oh, Cherokee 10, sending another 10. Did you want? Oh, they're discussing trading seeds and stuff. Swapping seeds. Did the tomatoes? Nope. Tomatoes aren't there yet.
Tomatoes not there yet.
Okay, hey, listen. Glad you guys made it. Heads up before we get any further. We've got a major storm rolling in. So right now, there's nothing happening, but we may lose connectivity later on. Mm-hmm. We don't know. So we just got to.
We'll try to do what we can do.
Yeah. If we drop off, it's not that we're being censored. It's just that Mother Nature has other plans for us.
She's got big plans tonight.
Yeah. Apparently, it's supposed to be really bad.
Tornado Alley has expanded.
That's the big talk today. You were scrambling around this afternoon trying to get emergency stuff out.
Yeah, so making sure that we had light and making sure we had battery backup and all kinds of stuff, and because we got the incubator going, so there's a lot to think about. Yep,
I put the UPS on the incubator, took it off the internet and a phone, put it on the incubator, so it'll keep running.
And as far as stuff flying around and that kind of thing, with what they're talking about tonight, if that actually happens, we know tomorrow we need to go up to the property and we need to make sure tarps and lumber and all that's covered. So don't worry about that. It's on our radar.
Terminator just got in from cutting 2 trees down for wood, getting ready for another round of ice storm. Ugh, I'll tell you what, it's springtime. I am done with the winter. I'm seriously sick with it.
The pussy willow flowers are out.
They're fully in bloom finally.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and pick all of those
and do what with them?
Cook them and eat them. It's great vitamin C, guys.
I don't remember. What do they taste like?
Well, remember I mixed them with the beans because I did the red dragon beans.
Oh yeah.
And then so I mixed them with that and I put something else in it and then a bunch of herbs and that kind of thing. And you have to kind of boil them down a little bit. And so I don't know, maybe I should do a video on that.
Yeah.
So I'll have to wait till the beans come in. This isn't the first round of flowers we'll get. They'll come all year.
Sam says they're not supposed to get the storms until 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what time are we supposed to get? I know
after 8. But what was weird is I heard thunder earlier this afternoon. So I thought it was going to come in earlier, but
Randy Pitts is in the house.
Hey,
how you doing? So what did you do? We moved the UPS. What else did you do to get us ready for tonight?
So I needed to make sure that light was everywhere. I needed to make sure that in the house we had everything that we needed. Oh, I forgot the title to the truck needs to go in the safe.
Where is it?
So it's secure. It's sitting. The reason why I missed it, it's sitting on my sewing machine cabinet. Okay. So we'll do that. I'll do that as soon as we get off here.
Okay.
And then so got to make sure everything's secure, paperwork, title work, all of that. We have food, so if we don't have electricity tomorrow, we have a way to cook that, get all that stuff done. And yeah, that's basically what I did.
Yep. Yes, she did, Rick. She's gonna. We talked about it, and she'll get back with you on it.
We're interested. I just need the details, but that's it.
Lucy says, where my oldest son lives, got hit pretty good with the first round of ice storms. He lost hydro on Saturday and just got it back last night. Oh my goodness.
Is Rosie in here?
Rosie's in the house.
Hi, Bobby. Bags.
I talked to Bobby.
Don't forget, Midwest Preparedness Project has their camp out, their semi-annual camp out, and that is going to be May 9th. Well, it's actually, you can go Monday through Sunday, but you'll have speakers that 7th, 8th, and 9th of May. So come on out.
I hit Bobby and crew up today to make a little 40-second video so that we could put it at the end of our.
Yeah, nice. Oh, May 6th through 11th. Specs, thanks. Hey, guess what we got ready and made?
I did not get the value of this thing yet.
I've got it. $400. Oh God, it's heavy.
$400.
Yes, it is. Here. Yes, sir. Yes, it is. It is stuffed full. You got way more than 72 hours worth of food there. That's a family pack.
So that is our donation.
Ooh, it is freeze-dried food and it's heavy.
Yeah, that's our donation for the giveaways at Midwest Preparedness.
Yeah.
I like that more than I like the buckets that we've been given away.
I mean, it just kind of depends. Everybody likes to store their stuff differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this gives them a better option. So.
Right. Well, and I like the bag because it's a little bit more versatile.
Yeah. Yep. So this is not the only big giveaway, is it? When you go out to the preparedness project,
no, they've got a whole bunch. I don't know.
A whole bunch of stuff.
That's a Bobby question.
In the past we have donated a sun oven. Mm-hmm. Did we do a rock pot? We were talking about it.
No.
We've done 2 family sizes, 5-gallon buckets worth of freeze-dried food. We usually do that at every one, but yeah.
That noise you hear in the background
is stupid dogs.
So Fancy is mauling Freya, and that stupid dog, she just goes back all the time. She enjoys it. I don't know how she can enjoy it because she gets covered with slobber and she's on her back getting pounced on. Hey, you guys knock it off.
Stop it.
Apparently not. But yeah, they're morons. So we had an incident this week that I'm a little upset about.
Yeah.
So Dolly and Freya got excited and started playing rough with the hen.
I don't think it's Dolly.
You think it's?
I think it's Freya.
Well, Chris said they were both there. They were both.
It's possible.
Anyway, so they got this chicken. And they started playing rough with it. The chicken was alive. She had a couple of puncture wounds. She was a little shaken up. Put her in the coop, and she was recovering. She survived Sunday. She survived yesterday. Well, she decided to come out today, get some water and get some food. This is so terrible. And within 5 minutes, the roosters had
let's say pounded her so hard that she went into shock and died.
Yeah, and like it happened within 5 minutes because she came out and she actually let me pet her. Mm. And then I walked away, and I know one of the roosters I saw do it. Mm. And I was like, okay, that's just normal. She's going to be okay. But I came out and the turkey's standing on her, like literally standing on top of the body, trying to do his thing. And so he got yelled at. But yeah, it's just that stuff that happens around the homestead. Next time I took it as a lesson learned. And next time I'll make sure that a chicken like that goes into the brooder out there, the built-in brooder, and stays in there for at least a week until I know 100% that they're back to normal. Because I just, that I wasn't thinking. I thought she was doing okay.
It happens. In other news.
Other news. What other news?
Chicks.
Yes, chicks. Well, there's another incident that happened too that we need to talk about too.
On the chicks?
No, the goats.
Do the bad news before the good news. We got to make everybody feel good after you depress.
Okay, now if the hen wasn't depressing enough, little black and white goat died last Thursday. We're not really quite sure what happened. Oh no, he was the brown one. He was the brown and white one. But we're not really quite sure what happened. He was doing fine Tuesday. Wednesday night, you said he was a little lethargic, but nothing out of the ordinary.
I mean, it was out of the ordinary, but it wasn't like he was a pretty chill dude. So, you know, it raised 0 red flags. So.
But Thursday morning when I woke up, he was really lethargic, wouldn't eat, had a hard time standing up. I set him in my lap for about 10 minutes and he just laid there chilling out. And I thought he was doing okay. And I told him when I left for work, I was like, keep an eye on him. And he passed away at what, about 11:30?
11:30.
And poor baby girl, she was so upset. She was just missing brother. So we brought it
was hard because I had him in my arms and we were trying to figure that out. And she was upset because she couldn't figure out what was going on. And then soothing her after because she knew. And so, it's weird because I swear when I feed her, I think that's why it's so hard for her to feed, because I think she's looking for him when I'm feeding her.
No.
So really weird.
She's been eating.
She's eating, but I'm watching her input and output because
we brought the pen inside, put pads down on the floor so she can be out of the bin that we had her in, and she can see everybody. And she really likes that. She gets to jump around. We took her to Joplin with us on Saturday because we had to go down there for our youngest grandbaby's birthday, and
we wanted to.
Yeah. Okay, we wanted to. We had to too. Anyway, she was not too keen on everybody. She enjoyed running around. We didn't keep her in the pen or anything, and she got to run around as much as she wanted. She spent a lot of time in the afternoon curled up underneath chairs asleep. She was noisy on the way down there. On the way back, we got home. It was like, she's still alive.
She was totally asleep, zonked.
She was, yeah.
Because all the kids were like, oh, and they were trying to hold her. And then, of course, all the grown-ups that were there, they wanted to hold her. I had one of the guys that our son works with, he almost took her. And then my daughter-in-law's sister almost took her. And yeah, it was just craziness.
If you guys listen, that was a dog sneeze. Well, if you listen in the background, you can hear chicks chirping away. Tell them that journey so far.
So far, we have since when did I catch the first one? Sunday. I caught him first on Sunday, and so far we have almost 30 chicks. Tonight we'll probably end up. I'm going to say we'll probably be at 35. Possibly 40, and there's a lot more eggs.
So we're reaching 50% hatch rate right now.
More than that, because I added eggs as they came.
I know. So you said there were like 72 eggs in there.
Oh no, I had over 120.
So we're not even close to.
We 50%. Don't even. Yeah. Well, but those all came in later, right?
I know, but
they'll be hatching over the next month.
The point I'm trying to make is that the Producer's Pride or Farm Innovation incubators that we used, we were only getting like 20% hatch rate.
It was horrible.
Yeah, it was.
And
not
I had
good.
towels and all kinds of stuff trying to cover them up to keep the humidity.
But with this new one, and we can't find. Did you ever find the manufacturer of this?
No, we never. We think we have an idea, and no, it's pretty neat. And now it's a new design.
But last year we were at 40% on hatch rate, and I'd like to see us get higher.
I think we're higher, but I've also been home and we haven't gone on trips, right? So we've been home to be able to monitor humidity and all of that at a proper rate.
Probably ought to get a link to that new one and post.
I think we need to order one.
Well, no, we need to post it so everybody knows what we're talking about.
Oh,
so
yeah. It's a 2-tiered incubator. It's got a fan and all that. Automates everything, turns everything. And it's rollers instead of cups, which I like.
Well, and they changed the design on it because even the one we're using, the eggs around the perimeter sometimes don't get enough moisture on them. And so they made it so that you put water in a bottle and it gets distributed through the fan. It turns it into a mist, and it gets into the fan.
Night, Rickster.
All right, take it easy, and she'll get a hold of you.
Yeah.
But there's turkey eggs in there,
Duck eggs,
and
guinea eggs.
So, and I'm not sure.
Soon to be quail eggs.
Oh, really? Are we getting quail eggs too? I'm not sure if we've got a male guinea out there though.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
Have you seen them? Is it guinea or is it?
It's guinea.
Okay.
It's a male. And now I'm starting to figure out which ones are male and which ones are female.
Yeah, it's the crown. It's the crown and the wattles.
Yeah.
So Tamara says she has a 1502 Sportsman.
Is that the commercial one?
I'm not sure.
There's a few around here in the community that have big commercial ones. And we didn't get it because we knew we thought we were gonna go to the cabin because they were on clearance at Tractor Supply. And so it was offered to us that somebody would pick one up. We chose not to because we weren't sure how that was going to work off grid on solar. And now I wish we would have bought it.
Randy says that he'll give us his guineas.
Okay.
So Sunday, whenever the first chick started hatching, somebody, and I'm not going to name names, but somebody was dancing around the living room going, Tractor Supply doesn't have chicks, but we do.
I wasn't dancing.
Yes, you were.
I can't dance. I might have been wiggling or waving, but
you were doing a little.
There was no jig. There was no jig.
But she was mocking Tractor Supply, and I guess
hers holds 350 eggs. That's getting on that line of those commercial ones. Those are the ones I think that's the one or the one larger we didn't get and we should have.
Randy says he has one male and two females. Just got to figure out how to get them to us. What's the matter, Randy? You don't like them? They a little bit loud for you, buddy?
Ours quack. They think they're ducks.
Yeah, we got some very gender confused animals. So the female duck. We got a male and a female. And what kind are they? They're the kind that don't.
What are you talking about?
The ducks.
Oh, those are the Muscovy.
We got a male and a female Muscovy.
We got the khaki eggs coming, and I'll have to hatch those.
Knock it off.
So I'll get those hatched. I miss those little brown turds. They're so cute.
But so
and you get duck eggs year round from them.
The female's laying eggs now, and the male is very protective. And the turkeys go and they strut by her, trying to impress her, trying to woo her away from Mr. Duck. He's not having any of it. You walk out there and you hear this turkey just going off, and it's dragging this duck behind it because the duck's got all of them. Go put her.
Get a crates right now. Crates.
Well, don't make her go in the crate.
Oh, yeah,
it's Fancy's fault. But this turkey's running away from this duck, and the duck doesn't give up. The duck will fall off, and he'll go right back after him. He is not having any of it. Randy says he doesn't. The guineas don't like the chickens.
That won't work.
Yeah. That's one thing about we raised them all together, so they all pretty much get along.
Here, hold her. I gotta get her bottle.
Princess.
I can't walk with her.
Somebody named her. So she's now Princess Poopy Butt. Look how big she's getting. I don't know if you guys I don't know if you guys remember how small she was last week, but this is how big she is now.
That storm's getting ready to come in. Real good.
Don't. Here. Mom will feed you.
Okay.
Gaines hates Muscovies. Why do you hate Muscovies? They're chill and they don't make any noise.
Well, what do you want? Her butt's falling. Her butt's sliding.
No.
That's why.
Here, you want me to feed her? But I like the Muscovies. Gregory Kissel's in the house.
Hey.
He got in.
She just wants to be held.
Tamara says they're ugly.
Muscovies.
Muscovies are ugly. But we had the domestic mallards at the old place. I liked them. They were a little bit loud, but man, their eggs were good. And what? You're a YouTube star now, princess. But let's see what else is going on here this week.
Season, lots of seeds, and sweet potatoes doing good. And
well, we lost 2 of the bins.
And then we've got more planting going on. Mossy oak pear is going to come on Saturday. We're going to get in the greenhouse while y'all are camp out because I cannot camp. And
we're having the Midwest OG camp out, which is all the original members of the crew that want to get together without the lights and sounds of the Midwest Preparedness Project weekend. Just go there. I just want to go camp. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to.
It's just a good bonding experience.
Yeah. I don't want to do any. There are going to be some people teaching classes and stuff like the old days. I'm just going to chill out. Ooh, she's getting horns.
Huh?
Her horns are coming in.
She has horns?
Yeah, I feel it right there.
No, that's just the regular nub.
No, those are her horn nubs.
I don't want her to have horns. She butts me. Tamer, she's available.
It's right. She's a bottle baby. She'll wear a diaper. We almost got her pad trained. Didn't work out too well today, though, did it? She was flipping the pads around.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, Muscovies are messy. Yes. I don't remember. Messy, well, the coffees were not as messy as the Muscovy. So, but yeah, they're messy.
A good camping trip to the woods sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Well, and I was thinking about it, Randy. I got a place picked out back by the pond where I can set up camp and hang my hammock, and I think this summer I may just do like Saturday-night camping trips.
Mm-hmm. So he hasn't been camping with me for a while and that kind of thing. And this is just an opportunity for him to go. You weren't going to do it. He wasn't going to do it because we were trying to figure out how I was going to feed the animals. And with Mossy Oak Parrot coming over on Saturday, it's going to work out. So he's going to break up the feed for me so it's not so heavy. I'm not allowed to go in the gate with the animals because he said no. And then I will, so if I can't lift everything over the fence and get it done, Mossy Oak Parrot will be here with me and she can do everything to get it done. She offers, which I think is great.
See, I don't count Self-Reliance Festival and Back to the Land and all that stuff. I don't count that as camping because we're there working. You know, that's not camping.
I know. It was all about me last year. And ever since the accident, it's been, sound like you're complaining.
No, since
the accident, he's been all about me. And I just think I'm well enough to take care of myself for 2 days that I think you can go camping. And he wasn't going to go. And I told him, go.
Tamara says, yeah, we got a little bit of barnyard, little bit of barnyard stuff. Well, Joseph, the camp out we're doing this weekend is free, but it's just the OG, the people that were doing the camping before.
She's got the 7th through the 14th. I think Spec said something
6th through the 11th.
Yeah.
And Midwest Preparedness doesn't cost anything. It's free.
Yeah.
It's free.
Just if you want a good campsite, you better hurry and get there.
Yeah.
So, and I'll be out there. I'll just be out there during the day. I will not be out there apparently on Thursday. So, which is not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
It's a really good thing.
And so,
tell them why.
Joel Salatin is coming and he'll be at Midwest as well. But we have Joel Salatin for the day to ourselves, pretty much to ourselves, all day on
Thursday,
the 8th.
The 8th, yeah.
Yeah. And so we got to figure out a lot of stuff. We have literally a few weeks to do everything that we would do for something like that in 6 months. So it'll be fun. Wind's picking up there. I bet it is here too. It's kind of still here.
Yeah, it's still here.
But that's part of the problem because it's so still here. That's why they're expecting the dashes in the map are indicating is I forget what they call it, F3 and F4s.
Yep.
And so they're not sure. We may not get any, but just the weird part that they have it indicated surprises me. So I don't know if that's a new thing or what that is, but we saw that and we were like, oh gosh, now we got to make sure we get everything.
I just hope the stupid turkey gets into the coop tonight instead of sleeping on the
right, because she'll be gone.
Last thing she needs to be done is get hit by a 40, 50 mile an hour wind gust.
Yeah. Tambra, yeah, William Bond will be there. He is speaking with Bear on Thursday.
And they're gonna be talking about the North Carolina. Yep. I'm not sure if they're talking about the whole thing or they're just going to be talking about the soil recovery.
Yeah, the soil recovery is unbelievable. And so something that we actually had to think about when we heard it, because, well, you knew that through permaculture.
I think Billy's going to be talking about the soil recovery.
Oh, and Bear's going to.
I think so.
And I think Bear's talking about something else. The details are over on Midwest Preparedness Project. So you guys can go over there and see. They release a little bit of information at a time, so you know what you're coming for.
And as far as the Joel Salatin visit to the community, we don't have all the details yet.
I will tomorrow, maybe, possibly.
What do you?
So we've got a meeting tomorrow, so we're gonna find out what we got to do to feed him. So, but
he's not hungry.
I think she just misses brother.
She's all about my hat and my nose.
Yeah. So I don't know. She's just so sweet, but 2.5-inch hail. Yeah. So Ag posted something, sent something out to all of us. Somewhere in Oklahoma, they're getting I want to say baseball, but he said tennis ball. Isn't a baseball and a tennis ball the same size? He said tennis-sized ball hail, something like that. So
tennis-sized ball.
Tennis-sized ball.
Tennis ball sized.
Okay. Oh, did I say it wrong? No, I think I just said it backwards. I don't think it's wrong. Anybody that was in there from the South understood what I was saying.
Yeah, Billy's going to be there too, Tambra.
Yeah, Billy will be there. He's going to be there. As
far as the birthday party goes.
Independent Minnie, how are you?
As far as the birthday party goes, the present was a huge success. Little boy insisted that we plant some plants, so we planted them. And then him and his little buddy.
Only a few. You only planted a few.
He wanted to plant them all, which wouldn't fit into the right. But him and his little buddy then proceeded to plant some more. And at that point, I just walked away. And my son was like, "Go over there and stop him."
Our son was mortified because he's like really excited. Their food is going to be growing in their backyard. He's like, he's got something really accomplished. And let's just say we were driving home. I got a text message that had a picture in it, and there were construction dirt trucks going through the bed and tomatoes planted all kinds of places in the yard and all kinds of things. And I told him, I said, don't worry about it. I'll get new seeds started. It's not too late. So they're actually pulling some chickens in too. So
yeah, he was talking to me about getting chickens.
Yeah. Yep. So we're not going to give them chicks. I'd like to give them egg-laying hens that we already have.
Okay.
So I told him once we look at what he's got, we'll figure out how many they can have.
Okay, why is she in the crate and Dolly's not?
Is Dolly in the crate?
No, Dolly's right there.
I locked Dolly out. Dolly knows how to get out of her crate, apparently. That would be why she's barking.
But yeah, it was a good birthday. I walked away because I told my son, I said, look, he's enjoying himself. I do not want to get frustrated with him because I was beginning to get there. I was like, we planted these things and he was literally killing them, which he's 3. But I walked away and I let them have their fun. I told my son today, I was like, look, you can go buy starts at Lowe's or local nursery and just replant them and everything's good.
Yeah.
Hey.
What's that? What's going on there? Oh, get that.
She's getting ready to pee on my boots.
Yeah, she's like potty trained. It's so weird. So I've never seen a goat potty trained, and this goat is like watching things and figuring out the smells, and so she knows where she should go potty. And so I have a tray, a mud tray, and that's where all the shoes go in for Aaron when he's out in the yard. And she can smell the barnyard on him, so she pees on his boots. He didn't like it. I find it funny. But yeah. Yoda, I found the kids' rake and shovel. Okay, cool. So yeah. But hey Christopher. But yeah, there's just nothing like seeing the kids go through there. And then the funny part was while we were setting everything up and we got the soil in, neighbors saw that the kids were growing and saw what Garen and my son and my grandson were doing. The neighbors started coming out and watching. And I saw cell phones that were taking pictures of what we had got them. So hopefully we inspired some neighbors to start raised beds and growing their own stuff.
So it was interesting. The conversation, you guys tell me how it is where you live. If you live in a suburban area, just let me know. Comment on this. So my son was talking to me about getting chickens. So I looked up, I thought they lived in Joplin. So I looked up Joplin's.
Don't tell them where they're at.
Well,
OPSEC.
OPSEC, I know, but they know who's in Joplin because we said
right.
Well, I looked up Joplin's
city
ordinance on it. And you got to have 12 feet per chicken, which isn't a big deal. That's a 2 by 2 foot square, 4 foot high, or 3 foot by 3 foot square, 4 foot high.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. You can't have any roosters, and they have to be a certain distance from the house. But then I looked up where he lives, and you can have chickens, but they have to be 100 feet away from any building, domicile, church, or school.
Oh,
now all the backyards down there they're not 100 feet. So, no matter where you put it in your backyard, you're going to be within 100 feet of some house.
So you missed the conversation that we had. So I was in their backyard with 2 police detectives, and we started talking. Keaton came over, and we were talking, and I was talking to him. And Keaton, his family actually runs a farm and does all of that. They're retiring, getting rid of a few things, and that downsizing on cattle and that kind of thing, relocated to lower acreage and that kind of thing. And now I say lower acreage, it's still 80 acres, but lowered. And she used to put in a 3-acre garden. And then we started talking about chickens. Now he does quail. There's a gal down the road that does chickens and has roosters. Does chickens and has roosters. And I was like, what's your city ordinance? Well, because they have to patrol, they started patrolling, and then they became detectives and did all that. Because of that, now it's obvious that the city might be lowering their expectations, I think, as far as that goes, not being as strict with it, because I think it's just a matter if, as long as you take care of things and it doesn't stink, nobody's going to complain.
Well, and I told him, because the way the ordinance is written, they do not want chickens in suburbia. They just don't, period. It's obvious by the way they're written. They're permissive, but they're restrictively permissive, if that makes sense.
What's going on?
And I told him, I told him that, and he goes, yeah, but we've got neighbors that have chickens. And because I told him flat, I said, due to your position, you probably ought to follow the rules.
I think he needs to be a rebel, and he needs to claim his sovereignty, not be a rebel. Yeah, claim your sovereignty. That's what he said. That's what he. Well, but if it weren't for his position, I wouldn't say that.
Well, but anyway, but he's like, no, people have it, so I'm gonna have it.
Yep.
So
it's not like if something happened and they said you have to get rid of them, like the chickens aren't going to just go to anybody, right? They'll just come back here, so it's not a big deal.
Well, so I might be making a trip down there to help him build one over the weekend.
Just any weekend,
some weekend. I don't know.
Okay, cool.
We'll see.
Yeah,
he's got friends that know what they're doing. So
yeah.
Get chickens.
Yeah. Yeah. So depending on our hatch rate, we may start selling chickens. So Tractor Supply doesn't have them. Boom Guards is having a hard time getting them in. It's crazy out
Oh, and
there.
I've seen several videos people posting how the big box the commercial stores are having a hard time getting chicks.
Yeah.
And there's been the Cackle Hatchery was having problems.
They're still having problems.
Indiana Mike was able to get, hey Christopher, Indiana Mike was they were able to get some chicks. They didn't get very many, but he said they were
just
healthy.
Just the fact that he could get some.
Yeah, just the fact that he got some was
because
good.
He was notified that you couldn't order for a year.
Yeah, they had an open up.
Yep.
Let's see here.
HG says they're getting them around here. Hoover Hatchery, $5 to $8 each. Ouch.
Holy moly!
Wow.
Seriously? Bill, what's up, man?
Tractor Supply chickens are dying.
Really?
Huh?
I hadn't heard that.
Hey, Zeg. Weird.
But so it's a good thing, and we're gonna have a community swap sometime. I don't know what day it is.
Yep. Actually, that is open to anybody. So that is actually, so Spags is in here and all them. That is going to be the April 26th. Y'all know where to go, and yeah, it's open. Details to come.
HG says that the $5 to $8 is a PSC and Burkett retail price.
Wow.
Randy can get quail easier than he can get chicks right now.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? So when I was talking to Keaton, they're just going ahead and hatching quail, and they keep a few to lay the eggs, right? And then they have the next batch, and then they take the third year and they're selling them to people. They're selling them to people that eat them. And so they're doubling their money. I mean, it's great.
See, and I'm not sure what kind of quail, because he offered to give us some eggs.
Yeah.
So we raised the was it Cotraire quail, the little tiny ones.
Button quail.
Yeah, they weren't button quail. They were bigger than button quail, but they were small, and it took like 6 eggs to equal 1 chicken egg. It was, and the eggs were delicious. Don't get me wrong, the eggs were delicious.
Oh, I would do the Scotch eggs. You never complain about those.
Yeah.
Anybody in here that's been in my kitchen has never complained about those.
But I can't see eating them. There's just not enough there.
The quail?
Yeah, the quail.
Well, so that's what. Oh, right. But that's what I was talking to you about. And like, if they're doing that, and you have to remember, like, every country is different, right? So there's delicacies everywhere that is different, and so that could be something. You just take the bird itself, process it, get it cleaned, and then you would stuff it. So you're getting enough meat. You're good, because I would truly say even the ones we raised, you had at least 4 ounces of meat on those. So you would have to do, basically what you would do is 1 quail per person and then stuff it with something. But it's doable.
No, this is not too much work. Picking them.
I remember when money was tight for us. I remember
we still didn't need them. Not those size. We
didn't go quail, but what we did was the Cornish hens when they were. I'm going to age myself.
You got to love Aldi's.
When they were 75 cents a piece at Aldi's. And then they went up to $1 and that kind of thing. We were actually talking about that Saturday, and my son started laughing. And like, why are you laughing? Because we were talking about prices and the way things were going. And he was complaining too. And he said, every time I get mad, I feel like me getting mad is easier for me. And I'm more entitled to be mad because I can remember being in the car and everybody getting pissed off and mom going off about gas went up to 99 cents a gallon.
Lynn agrees with me. It's too much.
Too much work during a meal.
The same reason he stopped eating crab. I don't like eating crab.
Yeah, no.
I'll do lobster because I like lobster a lot better than I like crab.
So with quail and crab, you just have to have a chef in the kitchen, and then it's good. So,
see, I remember in high school going to Kansas City and starting to run out of gas around Green Valley, and there was a gas station right there by the highway.
Yeah,
and stopping and pulling the back seat out of the Mustang and looking for change and rounding up like 30 cents.
Carrie Ann and Rosie and I used to do that. And we'd be pulling the seats all over because we knew we were clubbing at some point and change fell out of our pockets. So we were looking for it to be able to, and it was what, 25 cents a gallon, 30 cents a gallon.
We get enough to get 1 gallon, which was enough to get us home.
Oh,
I love that. I had a 1976 Mustang II hatchback. No power. We call it the Rustang.
Yeah.
And it'd been totaled twice. Had an 8-track player in it at one point. In fact, I bought an 8-track before I bought a cassette when I was growing up. In fact, I bought 2 of them. The Cars Candio and Kansas. What is it? They're the Wayward Son or whatever it is.
No, I don't know. It was so funny. I guess I never imagined myself being this age where my children were complaining about the prices of gas and groceries. So, but they've also been, I would say that generation has been put in some shock because prices have skyrocketed in the last 4 years. It's just been terrible. So I get it.
I was talking to my daughter and we were talking about housing out there. And so I said, God, no wonder your generation's so upset.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah. 500,000 for a basic house. It's unbelievable.
You know, and the very first house that we bought,
$35,000
was in 1995. It was what was it, 1,200 square feet? It was a little.
Well, no, 910 square feet.
910 square feet. It was a little shotgun house on a 1/8 of an acre lot. But we paid.
No, that was quarter.
Was it a quarter?
Yeah,
was that a quarter acre?
Mm-hmm. No, it was
but we paid. It was 100 years old. We paid $35,000 for it. Our car payment was more than our mortgage payment.
No, because you said we would never get a car that was more than our mortgage payment, which is
that's right.
Is why he'll never buy me a brand new car. Like, it's just not happening. And especially now, I've seen some car payments. I've seen some car payments $789 a month.
I bought a truck. Who that cost more than the payments on this house.
On this house, we don't have payments.
I know, that's why it costs more. I just heard thunder, by the way.
Oh, did you?
But,
yeah, no, no. I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, even then, the house we bought in Pleasant Hill in suburbia, we lived in when we moved to Pleasant Hill the first time, we lived in a front back split, or what is it called? Is that what it's called?
What?
The house in Sugar Land.
That was a front to back split.
Front back split. Nice lot. Still, it was like 142. The mortgage payments were less than 1,000, and it's probably bigger than what our kids live in. What our kids bought. No, theirs is a little bit bigger. Theirs is bigger. Theirs is bigger, if I remember correctly.
No, like for my son and my daughter-in-law, I was their real estate agent. So we were really trying to find a bigger house for them at a payment that they could afford. They got in right under the gun. So did my godson and all that. But yeah, no, it was just like, whew, we got the kids. We just knew we had to scramble and get all the kids in houses. So
Len says he has a couple of rentals I bought 12 years ago, a 2-bedroom, 30,000, a 3-bedroom for 33. Now they are 97K and 190. Yep. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we have another friend, Bill, that it happened to them.
Who?
Bill and Tanya. Bill and Tanya.
Well, their house, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they friend of ours built their house and got it paid off, and now it's worth about 5 times as much. The lot itself is worth more than the house.
Yep.
You know, it's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Terminators and
Yes,
and
200.
200 square feet.
You could have fit 14 of your cabins in our house in Pleasant Hill, because it was a little over. It was a little. You know what? Okay, so here's the thing about that. So I grew up poor. No, broke. We weren't poor. We never had that poor mentality. So poor is a mentality. Broke is a state. All right. So I grew up when we didn't have a lot of money, right? And the area I lived in, it was all government tract housing that was built in the 50s. I think my parents paid $2,500 for the house when they bought it in like 1963, right? So there was a place not too far away on the other side of Blue River called Red Bridge. And that's where all the rich people lived in my mind as a kid. And they all lived in these big ranches and front back California splits, big over quarter acre size yards,
Not over. They were
well,
all
they were
quarter
quarter acre yards.
That was ordinance. It was developer ordinance.
But that's the type of houses that the rich people lived in. And we got out of the Marine Corps and we lived really, we did not have a lot of money because we were paying off debt and trying to save up and get our finances squared away. In fact, we lived in that house for 11 years. And
which one in Grandview?
The one in Grandview.
11.
Yeah, and my friends used to ask me, they're like, dude, you're making all kinds of good money.
Oh, ask us why you live in a cracker box.
Yeah, why are you still living in that cracker box? And I had to explain to mom, so I'm trying to get out of debt and get, because we got into Dave Ramsey really early, like pre-2000. And we're doing that thing, and this house came up and we got a really good deal on it. Super great deal. It was about 30,000 less than what it should have been.
Which one?
The one in Sugar Land.
Oh no, it was right before the housing collapse. So it was actually higher, if you remember, than what it should have been.
So Bonnie Blue, I grew up on Marsh there in Hickman Mills, went to Symington for grade school. And had we stayed in the area, I would have gone to Hickman Mills. Went to kindergarten at that little church. Oh, she lived. Yeah, we were in Grandview. We were off of 8th Street in Grandview.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were kicking some of the same dirt.
Yep.
But we bought that house and it was a nice house. The one in Sugar Land was a nice house.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought we made it. That was in my mind.
I remember you telling me that.
In my mind, I had made it. I was living in the type of place that people that made it lived in. And how long were we in that house? 10 years?
10.
So we were in that house for 10 years.
I'm sorry. Grandview was 10 years. Pleasant Hill was 11 years.
Okay. So, I had just started the journey to homesteading right before we moved to Pleasant Hill. I was doing the prepper thing in Grandview and I started learning about it. And about 3 years in, I realized something. I was like, this house is really nice, but this isn't making it. This is not being successful anymore in my mind. And the house we bought out in the country in Pleasant Hill.
That was beautiful.
Well, it was, but it wasn't as modern, as nice as the house.
No, it was the perfect, like I had, you guys will understand this. Like that was the house that I thought we had made it. We were living the high life. Okay. And it had across the entire front of the house was a porch. And so the porch went in, it had the white posts and the lattice and all of that. And I got the kitchen done. There was just a lot. And
it became a house that you made it in. But when we first bought it, it
was about the property. It was not about the property.
The house had a great big basketball size hole in the side of it, and there was flooding in the basement.
Birds living in the wall.
Yeah, there was all kinds of bad stuff. But I learned that the house doesn't mean anything. It's what you're doing and what you're doing with your property. The suburban lot. I had an 800 square foot garden in the backyard. Everybody else's backyard was all manicured and like toys and stuff in it.
Mowed every day.
Well, our yard, I enjoy mowed grass, but our backyard was producing food, and we had rabbits, and we had quail, and had a beautiful herb garden.
We even did the aquaponics, remember? So we had the fish.
Did aquaponics for a year, tried it out, figured out that.
Okay, the goat peed.
Did she?
Oh, she did.
Oh, did she?
Oh, she did. Yeah.
When was she back there?
She went, so she was on my lap. And then remember, I was trying to feed her the bottle, and she backed up, and I said, okay. I'm losing her. And so, yeah. Like, what is that? What back there?
She had a 14 by 50 height. Read that.
Cat tunnel.
In the
backyard, in the middle of town near Memphis. Up to 15 beehives and 30 chickens.
There you go. You know, but I realized, and you know, quite honestly, this house is not the best house. I'm not going to, it needs a lot of work.
A lot of work.
It needs a lot of work.
A lot more than what we thought when we bought it.
But with that said, had I made the decision to move here under different circumstances, and things gone a little bit differently once we moved,
we would not have bought this house.
Well, no, I mean, there's potential here. We could had we not been in the headspace we're in, we really could have enjoyed the potential and the journey. But as it is, things didn't happen.
Yeah, because you were trying to sell it to me in the beginning, and I wasn't buying it. I was just trying to make you feel good. And
it affected the journey so far. Yeah. We're trying to recover from that because and I'm not gonna lie, it's nothing to do with you, but my headspace got sideways because of some things, and you know, but I could see,
and that's one thing that's important too. You know, we talk about mental health and that kind of thing, and you know, don't go so far down that, guys. But what I'm going to tell you, and this is from talking to other people, we've been in this for 4 years, and so you know, with this transition, other people now are coming in, and I'm starting to see they're in their first year, and the headspaces are right where we were. And we need to be, I think as a community, we need to be talking to each other and encouraging each other, because that headspace it's hard.
Yeah,
it really is really hard.
It really is.
And you guys can go back. You might remember the video that Garen did where he got up on top of the storm shelter and looked at the woods. It took you, what, a year to figure that?
2 years.
2 years to figure that out.
2 years. And I still go back and forth. There's times when I'm just like, let's sell this place. Let's just go back to Missouri.
I've heard that twice in the last 2 weeks.
Let's just start again. Let's go back. Let's go back home. See, and I think that's part of my problem is this isn't home yet. Yeah. This is not home. Missouri's.
I tell you, it's becoming home though.
Out of necessity.
You know, but hang on a minute. We literally, you did some things on Sunday that needed to be done. And they heard about what happened to me the previous Tuesday. And what happened? He followed G home, and it was literally, I've got company for you. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? And
I owed Chris money, so he came and he wanted to come and get it.
Gotcha.
And he wanted to talk to you too. He wanted to get out of the house.
Yeah.
He was going a little stir crazy.
And so we sat down, had a good conversation, and I had to come up.
I left him here and went and worked.
Basically, it was like an intervention, and but it was a cool intervention. Like I wasn't sat down in a circle or anything like that. I was in the kitchen in my space, right? And it was just a good, honest conversation. And you know, he's a champion bull rider, and every time you get hurt, it takes longer and longer to recover from that. And we have to think about our spouses and the people around us. And basically he was telling me, he was sharing with me his journey that he's going on right now. And
it's a rough one. And
he was doing it with me because it's obvious that everybody is concerned about me as well. And I just want to thank everyone for that. It made me realize, I guess I am going to have to slow down a little bit.
At nearly 70, I wouldn't want to move to start it. Here's the deal, Gregory.
No, Greg, I'm with you.
If I hit the lotto, here's what's going to happen, guys. Mark my words. If I ever hit the lotto, I'm going to spend money, and I'm going to make this place a showcase. It's going to be the house.
But everybody else will build it, not us, right? We're just
I'll pay somebody else to
Okay.
to make my vision come to life, if you will.
Okay.
But I will turn this place into a showcase, and then I will go find some place back over in Cass County, and I will build a completely other property up to the same standard.
Right.
And I'll rent this one out, and I'll go live in Missouri, and I'll come back and visit.
See what Bonnie said? So it has to be a lot of money because Bonnie wants us to come to Howard County and be her neighbor. Oh, Bonnie, it's a lot to keep me in my place. I tell you, apparently it takes cowboys and rodeo stars to keep me in place, and Marines. So,
and I ain't gonna lie. When I say a show place, I mean I'm talking full on compound where people are questioning my sanity. Okay.
I've heard some of those.
You know what that made me think? You know what I just thought of? Anybody that lives in Missouri, have you ever been down to Reed Springs?
Yeah,
There's
story is so funny.
There's a guy. Okay,
he was the mayor. He was the mayor.
Well, no, he wasn't. He ran for the mayor. But okay, here's the story. So Reed Springs is this little tiny town in the Ozarks, and there was a guy down there that was complete F up. He was the bad kid in town, and nobody believed in him, and they just made it worse. You know how small towns are.
Well, especially when most of the time when kids are acting out, what they need is for you to turn around and show them what they're doing right.
Yeah, exactly. And nobody did
encourage them, right?
Okay, time out. It's a tax on people who can't do math. Yes, absolutely. Here's the deal.
We don't play the lottery.
No,
really.
Here's the deal. Yes,
that's the problem. Sometimes he goes, "Can you go get one ticket?"
I buy Powerball tickets every now and then, and here's the reason why.
Like what? Once every 2 years.
Well, because here's the deal. For the amount of money you spend on it, for $2, I can fantasize for an entire week. It's entertainment, right? At that point, it's just entertainment. I can fantasize and plan what good I could do with that money, and I would waste more money doing.
Lynn says, "Read the whole thing. Don't be that guy." Or cheap entertainment.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We'll read the whole thing to help.
Or cheap. Okay.
To help you fill the time.
Okay.
Dreaming.
I'm sorry.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. And so I was the one getting mad. And I'm like, why are you wasting money on these lottery? And I'm not talking like he doesn't go in every week or anything like that. It has to be over what? 300.
Yeah, it's got
350 billion.
Because 250 million just isn't enough. I mean, that's not even worth it.
It's got to be at this certain point, and then he'll want a lottery ticket. The thing that bothers me is that I'm usually the one driving around and getting stuff, and I'm the one that has to go stand in line to get the lottery ticket.
Because I don't want to stand in line with the losers buying lottery.
And so like I'm standing there and I have to wait while everybody's because I want this number, and this number. Oh, and by the way, since I'm spending money, give me $1,000 worth of scratchers. So they have to go through and pick their scratchers. And I'm like, why? And so I came home and that's what he told me. He's like, it just gives me a chance to dream. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, there's nothing that irks me
more. Let me have this.
There's nothing that irks me more than popping into Quick Trip for my my Rooster Booster Light and having to stand behind somebody that's getting lottery tickets. It just irritates the hell out of me.
Oh man. And I don't know. So anyway, I indulge you every once in a while.
Back to the story. So
but you also won't let me spend more than $4.
Yeah, you can do more than $4.
Right.
So this kid from Reed Springs goes to Alaska, and he's working on the pipeline, and he gets hurt, and he gets a very, 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 very large and generous settlement from the oil company because apparently they screwed up bad. So he goes back to Reed Springs, and he buys like a quarter of the town, like this great big huge plot of land.
Oh, I thought he owned the entire town by the
time we got I don't know, but all I know is he built the most gaudy place. Sits on the hill right next right is it 13 that runs through Reed Springs?
Yeah, and it's on the east side. Yeah.
So he built the most gaudy compound, ornate fencing and gates, just this way over his doghouse. His doghouse
was a regular house.
Is a regular house.
Is
like almost the size of a small house.
Yeah.
Right. And every Christmas, God, how many lights do you think he has? Oh, 1 million lights?
He was the best Christmas light show. So because his parents were in Galena, right next to Reed Springs. So the highlights on the way down to Branson was literally Reed Springs, that house.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot.
Oh man. But he did it. He did it specifically to piss everybody off.
Yeah. He just wanted to show him how much money he had.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go that far if I win the lottery, but people will know that I've won the lottery.
You know what would be cool though?
What?
So if you got blank land, we could get blank land, and then you build me a castle. Have somebody else build me a castle. I just want it to look like a castle.
that one south of Sedalia.
That one south of Sedalia. That would be perfect.
Let's see, Joseph. We got everybody dreaming now. If I become wealthy, I'd buy a farm and offer it as a place to live for my financially troubled friends.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I want to make it a place for
healing and recovery.
I would build a
chapel too. Yeah, so that would be cool. But you have to be really careful and make sure that those people that are down and out, we've had some issues here, Joseph.
Don't take advantage of it. There's a guy,
just not all of them, but some of them.
There's a guy outside of Kingsville, Missouri, that started Camp Valor, which is for troubled vets. And he's got 120 acres. But
sounds right.
They can hunt deer. They're on the property, and they have getaways for crippled vets, and they do hunting trips. Like they went to that one year, they went to Colorado to hunt elk and everything.
Oh, hogs, you're right. A high tower and a moat. Really want the moat with the big gate that goes down. You have to lower the bridge.
Yep.
No, you ain't getting in here. It's not happening.
Well, there's a place out there.
Now you got me wanting to go play the lottery. You're bad.
Remember that place out by Warrensburg that they've got the fake castle walls around it? It's south of 50 Highway.
I don't know if I ever really paid attention to that.
Yeah, these people build a house, and the house looks like a stone house, but around it they built a facade of castle walls, and from a distance it looks like real castle walls. It would be fun to build a thought house and rent it as rustic pioneer.
Oh yeah, it would. Yeah.
Boy, there's a topic. There's a topic there. When I was a kid, and apparently talking to my cousin, you can still go see it. When I was a kid.
Grandma Acres' house.
Grandpa Acres.
Grandpa Acres' house.
My grandfather actually grew up in a sod hut in western Nebraska, out by Lake MacArthur. Is that the name of the lake? Anyway, it's out in western Kansas, north of Big Springs. But we used to be able to go, and it's crazy that I've seen the house that a family member lived in that was a sod hut, and I got grandkids that are probably going to see people living in outer space.
Right.
Now I know how the people that were born before the turn of the century felt.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. Your mind is weird.
Why am I weird?
That comment I would never have that thought.
Well, I just
wouldn't. I wouldn't. Well, never thought about that.
How cool is it to see in your grandfather's sod hut that he grew up in?
Well, it kind of goes along the lines of our grandparents that went through the Depression, and it was bad, really ugly, to all these people spending trillions of dollars to get up into space and live there.
Bitching because avocados are expensive because of a tariff.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, our country's so screwed.
Yeah.
Okay, is that enough? Do we have any more updates? I think we covered. We kind of.
We probably missed a lot.
Kind of wandered around everything.
I don't have the link, so you can get Joel Salatin tickets for the private session. There is a link.
No, they didn't.
It did not get sent.
No.
So soon
they don't know that those details have not been set.
They're possibly in the future to come. There may be tickets that are sold that you will be able to actually come and be with us for the day with Joel Salatin on May 8th. We will let you guys know. And we know all this is last minute. and we're kind of freaking out too. But you know, it is what it is. We'll make it happen.
Susie's mom was raised in a 2-story. What's that word?
Huh?
I don't have my glasses.
Saudi.
Okay.
Is that a Sod hut? Is that the same thing?
Yeah. I don't have my glasses, so I can't read most of what you guys are
want
typing.
mine?
No.
You don't want to look like a girl.
You just give me a headache.
I need to go get new glasses. These are getting ridiculous.
But yeah.
I can't patch these any more than I already have.
So I did a video. A walking video last week, and I sat down and watched it again, and I decided not to post it. But I will talk about it here. I mean, this is something that bothers me. And you guys tell me what you think of this.
Can you hang just a second? It's 8:05. Chicks are not put away. So I'm going to do that. See if I can't get the dogs outside because that storm's supposed to be coming in anytime.
Take the lamp so you can.
I will. Let me get situated so I can get out there safely.
So anyway, I'm afraid that the Republic is dead and we don't know it. And it pains me, especially after last week or the week before, I said, I don't want to be that guy that's negative. But something happened last week that bothers me. And it may very well be the final nail in the coffin. And here's what happened. So there was a case that went before the Supreme Court called Garland versus Vanderstock. And the case revolved around the fact that the ATF redefined frames and receivers as firearms, right? So they took it upon themselves to rewrite the law that was passed by Congress, and it still holds all the legal repercussions, but they redefined it. Okay, and basically the point was that the ghost guns. The ghost guns needed to be controlled, so they said you have to serialize all these things, and they said that parts kits are firearms too, and their argument was that these things should be regulated like firearms because they could readily convertible. God, I can't talk. Readily converted into a firearm. Okay. So the Supreme Court ruled 7-2 in the ATS favor, right? So basically what they said was that a government agency could take the law as written by Congress and redefine it. Okay. Now, as far as the Second Amendment goes right now, it's a loss. But I don't think anything bad's going to come out of it while Trump's in office. His second term. He's being more true to the Second Amendment. In fact, he's done a couple of things that have been really good for the Second Amendment. But the problem rolls into the fact of what he's doing. So there are three things that have to be done in order to fix a problem, and this is any problem whatsoever. Number one, you have to identify it. Identifying the problem is about half the battle. Number two is you have to triage it. You have to stop the damage that's being done. Even if it's temporary, you have to stop the damage. And the third one is you remedy it. Okay? So the way you fight Garland versus Vanderstock being a problem is that you have to pass legislation to clarify and say, no, ATF, you can't do that, right? And it's the same thing with all the other things that Trump is doing. DOJ is going out and they're identifying the problems. Trump is using these executive orders to triage them, stop the bleeding, stop the financial bleeding. Now, the third part, and this is where I don't have a lot of faith, right? The third part of that is that Congress has to codify these changes to make them permanent. And even though the Republicans control both houses, I don't think they have the will or the intelligence to do that with everything that's being done. So what's going to happen? What happens down the road? Let's extrapolate what happens at this point. So Trump is in office. Things are going good. Vance is in office. Things are going good. But no buts. I'm not going to use the word but. Historically, what happens with American politics is it swings one direction and things go really well. And then all of a sudden it starts swinging back and eventually it goes back the opposite direction. And the further it swings one way, the further it swings the opposite way. Right. So eventually the Marxists are going to be back in control of the country. Now, when and how that's going to happen, I don't know. I honestly don't know. Here's what'll happen whenever the Marxists get back in control. If they manage to win or steal an election, here's what's going to happen. They're going to undo every executive order that Trump's done that Congress has not made laws to codify the changes. And then because they're not stupid and they're extremely conniving and power hungry, they will take their majority and they will codify Marxism into the system. And now, functionally, the United States is a proto-Marxist system right now. Seriously, if you look at the Marxist ideas, a lot of those are in play right now in this country. And the only thing keeping it in check is the judiciary and people they're afraid of guns. Right. That period. That's the only reason, the only thing that's keeping it in check. But we've seen the judiciary, like 99% of the judges that are trying to keep illegal immigrants from being deported and protecting criminals and all this, 99% of those people are Clinton, Obama, or Biden appointees. There's the occasional Bush or Trump appointee that does like Trump appointed a couple of Supreme Court judges that, for lack of a better word, have been very disappointing. You know, but I don't know any other way to describe it. Excuse me. But you know, eventually that's what's going to happen, and at that point, we'll know by August or September what's going to happen, because in order for the Congress to get laws enacted, they have to be going into committee by August, right? So we'll find out. We'll find out if Congress is serious about saving the country or not. Let's see here. It will not be moot when they're 100% well, that's just it. They're not abolishing the ATF. In fact, the idea that's being batted around right now is combining agencies and making a super agency, which I have a lot of problems with. And even if they do abolish the ATF by executive fiat, it'll come right back. It'll come back with a vengeance as soon as the leftists get back in control of politics in the country. Plain and simple.
Oh, thank you.
Was Turk in the house?
No. So I closed the door and then to the coop, and then I left the run open just a tiny bit so she can get in there, because that hail is supposed to be through it. Turk's some mail. Whatever. And so that he can get in there and then get out of that hail. That hail's supposed to be like gigantic.
Tamara says they aren't killing my chickens, so any of my animals that would have to kill me first. Well, and historically, Tamara, yes, that's exactly what will happen. You know, we see it. The how do I say this without getting in trouble?
I don't know. I missed the conversation.
The Marxists in the media and the government are promoting violence at a much higher volume and rate than they did Trump's first thing. There's no place like home. Is the wind blowing?
No, not here. But we're in the valley, right? So they're up top. So
Yeah, and everybody that participated in Ruby Ridge got promoted. Everybody.
Is that right?
Yep, all the federal agents eventually ended up getting promoted.
Because of Ruby Ridge, or
well, they never had any. There were never any repercussions.
Okay, that's a better way of saying it, because promotions on
They did get they got promoted. The guy
because of Ruby
the guy
Ridge.
the guy that pulled one of the triggers
Mm-hmm.
became a regional, if I remember correctly, a regional director.
Wow.
For the FBI.
Yeah.
So Tag and I were having a conversation the other day, and he and I have disagreed on this one point for a long time, that he's under the impression, and he said it multiple times. He said it out loud. He said he doesn't think that there's a political solution to the problems in the country, and I always disagreed with him. But after what happened last week with the Supreme Court, I'm finding it harder and harder to disagree with that sentiment, and that bothers me. That bothers me because I know what comes from that. I know where that leads to, and I know that what comes out the other side of that, we don't have a lot of control over, and it may not look like what we hope it looks like, if you understand what I mean. So, and even that, he and I were talking last week, and it got me thinking, okay, so if there's no political solution right now, and the only other place we can go to fix this is changing the culture, right? Because everything is downhill from culture, whether it's politics, education, art, it all is downhill from the culture. Now, the people in our community and you guys here listening to us, we are in the process of changing the culture locally. And I have to ask, and tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think I'm off base here, or if I may be onto something. So if we can change the culture and get a revival, or whatever you want to call it, of morals and ethics and constitutional values and yes, I'll say it, Christian values into the country. If we can get a revival, can we remake a political, or reopen the door to a political solution to what's going on? Do you think it's possible?
So Joseph G commented up top.
Okay, hang on. I want to see what Tag has to say. I don't like saying it. I don't like saying it. A better way to say it would be: a singular political opponent will not fix anything. Yeah. Okay, good clarification. Yeah. But I still find it hard to disagree with the sentiment in general.
There's some encouragement that needs to happen. Can you go up to Joseph G's comment? I feel so helpless.
Well, you shouldn't. I've had this conversation with a couple of people this week on different things. There's always a way out of the situation you're in. All right. One thing, and I'm going to come at this from my Christian leanings. One thing I know is God will never give us more than we can carry, right? And we may not like it. In fact, from personal experience, chances are that 99% of the time you're going to go, I don't want to do this.
But when that happens, you got to get on your knees.
You got to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is, by being in this virtual community, Joseph, that's what one of the things we're here to do is support each other. All right. That hopelessness is because A, you can't see an alternative to what's happening, and B, there's nobody helping you find that alternative. And so that's one of the things and in fact, that was whenever Tag and us and the other people in the group that all started our YouTube channels, that was kind of one of the things that we were shooting for, is because we are we're here to paint a better picture of the future than what the opposition can do. And it's becoming really easy today because the Democrat Party and the Marxists have lost their ever living minds.
Yeah.
You know, they've lost their mind. And you know, we may not, the time that Trump's given us, we may not be able to get to where we really need to be, but we're going to be better off.
Lynn's comment. Did you see that?
Okay. I'm empowered to know that I'm aware. Yeah. It motivates me. Yeah. Knowing is half the thing, right? Okay. Lynn says, due to world demographics, a lot of things are going to change in unexpected ways in the next 20 years. Absolutely. Think industrial revolution, information revolution. Not sure what's going to happen. Yep. And here's the good thing about it. If you listen to Peter Zion, you'll know that he makes the argument that the United States is pre-positioned to a point where we're going to be able to, with the proper leadership and the proper motivation of the people, we will be able to weather these changes better than any other country in the world. It's going to be rough, and there's going to be a lot of heartache and a lot of gnashing of teeth, but we can get through it.
You know,
what's Rosie
said?
She's shouting at us.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Sorry. With my left hand.
Community is key. I had some drama, and this family helped me. And you know who you are. You're very blessed. Well, we all are.
We're blessed by you too, Rosie.
You know, helping people, and I'm guilty. You can ask her. I get focused on what I'm doing, and I tend to. Sometimes I have to force myself to stop and remember that I am part of the community, and I have to go help.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to do that, and usually when that happens, it's because I'm starting to feel like Joseph, and I'm starting to feel like I'm so far behind the power curve that there's nothing I can do to get ahead of it. But I'll tell you what, you want to get out of You want to get out of feeling bad and thinking things are completely lost. Go help somebody else. Go volunteer. Find somebody that's nearby that needs a hand gardening or building a barn, and go help them. Because you walk away at the end of the day feeling like you actually accomplished something, and it rejuvenates you and gives you the energy to go back and do it at your place. Okay. I think they're talking about the storm.
It's super calm and quiet out there.
Severe storms. Lucy says on radar it's just north of Salina.
My dad's a dork.
Oh my God.
They're waiting for a Chinese dinner.
Well, that's kind of racist. That face.
I wonder how the food's gonna taste. I'm gonna text him back. Go, hey chef, how's that food gonna taste?
Community is the easiest and hardest thing. Okay, let's see what Joseph has to say. Hang on a second. I can't read this the thing when it's up on the screen.
Read my glasses.
Read that.
The government is predatory. I'm the only one out of my family who works for solutions. My parents, siblings, and wife all fail to help me and even work against me. I have very few like-minded
friends.
Like-minded friends. Sorry, that was those mixed together. I'm going to say because not everybody is on the same page. Same page is important.
I saw it. The storm's in Salina, and it's heading our way. We know we're going to get hit.
Yeah.
Is that the last comment she made? Oh, there's Jody. Hey, Jody. I don't know if you're around when we were talking about it. We were talking about Grandpa's sod hut. They're north of the lake in Nebraska. I think it's MacArthur Lake. I don't remember.
Do you remember Jody? She might. She can put it on there. Yeah.
Remember.
She remembers everything. How's that dinner going to taste with your pigs?
Oh, I've got Ryan Hall on. You guys are looking severe storms with large hail traveling just just northeast of Salina.
Yeah, we're gonna get hit. That's the danger, is because it's gonna be so dark, we will not be able to see the tornadoes. So that was one of the things why I had to prep and get everything ready in the house, because they literally said it's late notice. We're gonna be asleep. It's gonna be dark. You're not gonna see it. And
Jody doesn't remember the song.
Oh no.
But yeah, we were talking about Grandpa. But yeah, so that's, it's easy. It's easy to get despondent, and everything builds up. And if you don't do something to release that pressure, you're gonna go nuts.
What is it? What was that saying that Tag used to tell you all the time? Don't stare at the trees. Look beyond the forest.
Well, you start looking at the trees and you can't see the forest.
Right.
And that was the whole message of the me sitting up on top of the storm shelter.
Yeah, if you guys need encouragement, go see that video, because I even cried. I thought that was that, and I will tell you, in our house, that was a changing moment for the feel of the entire house.
Was it?
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
So I hope that helps, Joe. So I hope when you walk away from here, you're not feeling as helpless.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Bonnie Blue, we need to bless and praise Yahweh.
Yes.
Through the bad and good.
Right.
Yeah. Tornado coming? No, question mark. What kind of storm is headed? We've got a great big thunderhead heading our way, and there's been reports of large hail. The only thing I'm concerned about is the greenhouse. And Turk.
I'm concerned about Turk. I'm concerned about.
Well, he's pretty smart. He'll get out of that.
I'm concerned about some of the things I got done. So Jody, I had a setback, and everything I do, like literally since the accident, anything I could do in 5 minutes now takes me days. And I've got my containers and all that stuff.
Somebody wasn't doing what they were supposed to do and it fell down.
Why did you say that?
Because
you shouldn't have said that. And so no, there's other things to that. And anyway, so I have containers and things, and if those blow, it's going to take me another 5 days to get all those back together. So, because he just got me some soil up, and I did not see the soil by the front porch. Oh, you were tired. I told you not to do it. I told you not to do it. Yeah. So I'll get that done. So I won't move it. You'll have to move it, but I'll get them planted.
God bless the mechanical advantage. So last week, I told you that I sifted out a bunch of dirt to take to the grandbaby's birthday party, so he could have dirt in his raised bed. Well, I was out there. I couldn't lift him up into the truck by myself, so I got the skid loader out and I used it to get in the truck. And while I was out there, I started digging it into the great big dirt pile, and I took about 2 bucketfuls of dirt and just dumped it right on top of the sifting screen. And in about 20 minutes, I got more dirt into the barrels below it than I did in 4 hours doing it by hand.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, so I know how to do it. I know how to get the stuff. And I was out there last night finishing the rest of the barrels, and it was a lot easier. Let's see. When I start getting down about stuff, I go to the woods and nature, say a prayer, and
turn it over to God.
Yeah.
You got to let stuff roll off your back. And I know it's hard, man. We know it's hard. We've been living it. It'll be 4 years in October, and I know it's hard. And
look, guys, I understand some people don't like going to church. They have a dim view, or they have of Christianity, or they have a dim view of the American church, or you're a different faith. That's fine. I'm sitting here talking about my faith, and I believe my faith is the way. But since I started getting back into church and stuff, things around here have become much easier, much easier for me. So find that higher power. Find that higher power outside yourself, because that's one of the ways that we release our problems, and we're able to, like McConaughey. That's it. Yes, I'm gonna start with an MC. See, great Gregory hooks me up, man. He knows about the same neighborhood. You know, but yeah, just do it, man. God, what's the Norwegian guy that does all the outdoor walking videos?
Oh, I really like him too.
I can't remember his name.
I can't either. Doggone it, man.
You know, he's a pagan. He's a pagan, but he goes out and he communes with nature and he does his pagan thing, and he's got fantastic advice, and he gets upset.
Well,
but
he
always
really breaks things down too, and he doesn't do it in a way where he's forcing what he believes in your face either.
Mhm.
And so, you know, he's really got a great way of doing that. And man, yeah, I need to check out. I haven't checked out that channel for a while. I know they were having some issues up there, but there were some land issues and that kind of thing. But
Bjorn, that's it.
yeah,
Bjorn.
that is it.
Bjorn, yes, him.
Yeah,
The Viking, the
Yeah.
modern day Viking.
yeah.
You know, he's a social worker.
Is he really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I was watching one of his videos the other day, and he's a social worker.
That's funny.
Kind of makes sense when
It
you
does.
listen to him.
It does.
I've been studying a lot on faith,
Faith schools,
schools of thought, and philosophies. Ugh, I can't talk tonight. They all have
based everything off of faith, believe and required for any of them to work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I'm a firm believer that every person is born with a God-shaped hole in their soul, and it's going to fill up with something, you know, whether and it's going to be your choice. It's your free will to fill it up with whatever you want. But whatever you fill it up with is who you become. Right? If you fill it up with sin and avarice, you're going to become the sin and avarice.
Yeah, his channel, Jody.
You know, and so be careful what you put into that hole, because the repercussions could be,
can either make you bitter or it can make you happy.
Well, it could be death.
It could be death.
Could be death. Period.
Yep.
You know.
Oh, tell them about the exciting news. You got a video coming up. I asked you actually for your 51 deals on that.
Oh,
you sent it to me.
So I had a couple ideas popping in my head, and I'm working on two. Let's see.
Storms have made it.
Yeah, Lucy was telling us that
we got about an hour and a half.
I've been working on two video series that I'm going to put together, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them as lives, but I'm going to be reading off a script. So I'm not going to be paying a lot of attention to the chat. So you guys, I want you guys there to be involved with it, and I'll do my best to follow questions, but I'm not going to promise anything.
Do you want me to help you? Are you doing it live?
I don't know how you could post stuff up there if I've got the main screen here on StreamYard.
Can you put me into StreamYard? You just put me as like a little caption over somewhere else, and I can do that.
But
can I highlight those?
You would have to be in charge of this. Do you feel comfortable running the entire StreamYard?
That's up to you. So let's he's like
right now. I'm going to be.
He's like hell no.
Bjorn Anders Bull. There it is. Yeah. Right now I'm going to be doing it by myself.
Sure.
Anyway, so here's the premise. Oh, there you go. Here's the premise of the two video series. The first one is I'm going to elaborate on the whole idea that preppers and homesteaders are the same. I've talked about it, but I've never gone into a lot of detail. And something happened this week that got me thinking about that, and I started delving into it. And I think I've got a pretty good 3 or 4 part series that I can share with you guys. And the other one that I'm really looking forward to, I watched a video today by a guy named Chase Hughes, and he's a Army vet. He was an intel guy, and he was talking about psyops and how they're used against the population. And so I found his video very interesting. I find the whole idea of psyops, psychological operations, fascinating. I always have. And so I started breaking it down. I started learning more about it, and I took his video and I started looking at the key points, and then I started digging into it and learning more. And so I started working on right now it's a 5-part series that's going to go completely through how psyops manipulate society and what we can do. And the reason why I like it is because during his video, he made the comment, a second chance to say no, which is literally the topic of one of my walking videos. So I want to do this and I want to share this with you guys. And I'm by no means an expert in the subject, but what I found is really good, and it's really good information. He laid the groundwork, and I'm letting you know that I took the idea inspiration off his video, because credit where credit's due, right? He's the one that put the seed out there.
You know who would be a good one to collaborate with on that?
Who?
86.
Yeah, I don't think 86 wants to be on YouTube.
He might, if he can do, like, not put his picture up there, right?
Yeah.
Because you can do something like that. You might ask him.
I'll send him an email. But so those are what I have in mind. And they're both variations on topics that I've already talked about, but I think expanding on them is going to be very beneficial and help people out in the long run. In fact, the Prepper Homesteader video, I sat down and made a list of milestones that you make on your prepper to homesteading journey. And I think that topic right there by itself is enough to help you figure out where you need to go.
Yeah, it was really good. He's going to print me out some copies for a meeting I have tomorrow. So it's got a lot of good information of the milestones that we need to, think about. And I believe we're on the same page. It's just the matter of importance that is the problem.
I think, Gregory, I'm going to try to do the first one in one of those series. I don't know which one to run first. I'm real excited about the PSYOP one, but the Prepper to Homesteader,
I think you need to do that one first.
Well,
let's ask Gregory which one.
In terms of our community, I think the Prepper to Homesteader one is more important.
I think so too.
I think it's more important. I think I need to do that one first.
Yeah, so. I think so too.
So we'll see, but I'm going to try to do one. I don't know if I want to do it tomorrow. I might do it Thursday. I don't want to step on Little Miss Prepper's ladies' night. If I don't do it then,
I think you'd be, can I say this? I think you'll be fine if you did it. Everybody is really good about going back and forth to the channels and showing up.
We'll see. I was trying to put the finishing touches on the first one tonight on the idea behind it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So I hope you guys have time to come see it. They're not going to be very long. They're not going to be an hour and a half long. They're just like 15-20 minute videos where I share the information with you and get a little bit of discussion about it with you. All right. So that's what's coming down the road.
I think that's really good.
Well, thank you.
Good timing, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and again, the Prepper to Homesteader idea came from there was some discussion, and I pointed out that as a permaculture consultant, I tell anybody that I consult with that no matter what, before you do anything permaculture wise, you need 6 months worth of food stacked up, storage. which is a prepper thing. That is a prepper thing. And so I started,
but it should also be a homesteader thing.
I started letting my mind run wild and well, the stacking food is a prepper thing. It's homesteaders stack food, but preppers rely on it more.
Oh, I see what you think. Like when you need it, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. So, it's more important. It's more important in the prepper community than it is the homesteading community.
As far as survival.
Yeah. Because
I would say in the homesteading community, we on that, when we're in there, I'm just trying to figure out how to save all my food. Mm-hmm. I went to all that hard work. I want it saved.
Yeah. Common sense. Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny because what we consider homesteading, both my grandmothers
Called
considered
Tuesday morning.
yeah, a day that ends in Y. That's what they called it, you know. So
yeah,
we'll get there eventually. We'll get there eventually, you know. Or we'll get.
What do you mean we'll get there eventually?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get as close as we can to it before SH.
I've talked to my grandmother, and I hear the same complaints for her, sometimes worse than what I have. So you know, it just is what it is, and you just got to work it out. It's hard work.
Actually,
Jody, I've got several freeze dryers.
We've got, and plus
and you can go to grumpyacresfarm.com, go to our store, and
actually the link, the freeze right or harvest right link is down below.
No. Freeze dried foods.
Oh yeah,
are on grumpyacres.com, grumpyacresfarm.com, or grumpyacres.com.
GRUMPYACRESfarm.com.
Okay, so if you go there, you can see what we have in stock and that kind of thing, and then you could just call us, girl, your family, so it's different for you. So I mean, just call us and tell me what you need. So
maybe she's got one and she isn't divulging OPSEC.
Then let's not ask her if she has one.
I'm not.
I mean,
I was
just offering. So and then you can't let family starve. And you gotta. What's wrong with you? So yeah, I can do anything, Jody, and I even have. So I tell people all the time, I can customize your menu. So if
believe it or not, Jody,
diet, special allergies,
you can freeze dry and eat carnivore.
Yeah.
Yep. You can eat for you can.
I do a lot of stuff.
You can stack freeze dried carnivore for future use.
Yep.
For emergency preparedness.
Yep.
Although you got to be careful though, because we learned a couple of lessons.
Well, that was in the very beginning. So, I used a cheddar. So I used a cheddar powder instead of actually using the cheddar. I should have used the cheddar. I should have shredded it.
We used Black Forest ham, which was a real problem to the carnivore couple.
No, it was the cheese.
No, it was the ham because the ham had sugar in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it can't be.
So you do turkey and that kind of thing. I just have to explore a little bit more with what that taste looks like. I think that would be. Ooh, what about Swiss and turkey? That would be good.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be excellent. So.
Hey,
Tiger, like I can't believe y'all are still on. We can't either. I thought we'd be under rain, losing internet, the whole 9 yards.
We're gonna hang it up here pretty soon.
Oh yeah, Jody, my freeze dried chaffles. I've actually got a video on that. You can go back and look at those. And I got Skeins. Skeins is like, I'm trying it, and so Skeins started tried the recipe, got it the freeze dryer, and she hasn't come back from it. That's all she eats.
Okay, Randy, you take care, man. We need to start wrapping it up too. We need to.
It's 8:45, so excuse me. Oh, so we do need to get going. But
yep. Okay, guys. You guys got anything else you want to discuss real quick? Any questions, comments, complaints? Not that we'll pay attention to your complaints, but hey, go ahead and put them out there for the world to see.
The department for the complaints is currently closed. We'll get back to you at some point between the hours of 8 and 9 in the next 1 to never days. You like that? Oh, I should make that my
if you guys
voicemail.
If you guys don't have, hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor when we shut the feed down. Stick around and watch the
Barbara. You got to get to Barbara.
Okay, let's answer Barbara's.
So Barbara, I've only done the raw meats for us. And have not sold those because I didn't think there was any interest. So all of my all the meals I do, snacks I do, everything is cooked first.
Yeah.
So if you want something special, you have to contact me and I can do something special for you, because what we have to do, each freeze dryer has to be prepped for that specific item, especially for raw food. And then if somebody has allergies, and allergies and that kind of thing. So there's a certain cleaning method, things that we need to do. So you just have to contact me directly and let me know what you want.
Okay. As I was saying before, Barbara so rudely interrupted me.
Oh, come on.
Actually, you didn't do it. You didn't do it, Barbara. Somebody else did. Do me a favor. Stick around and watch the commercial that I put on the end of this video, because I dropped a new shirt today. Buy one, don't buy one. I don't care. I like the shirt and I just want everybody to see it. All right.
Gregor, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for you guys' loss.
Oh, yeah,
that stinks.
That's terrible.
My grandma turns 99 this year. 100 this year. So I'm trying to figure out if I really want to be in California at that time. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna have to. He thinks I can fly into Palm Springs and then go instead of flying into Los Angeles. So what's that?
Lynn's mom loved the freeze-dried candy.
Good.
That poison that we sell.
I know. It's got the red dye in it. Doggone it.
Okay, guys. As always, what are you going to say?
Be at least 1% better to
I thought
tomorrow.
You changed it.
10%. I did. I went back to 10%. Be at least 10% better tomorrow than you were today.
Why don't we just standardize on just when you lay your head on the pillow, just be better off than you were when you woke up.
No, when you wake up, you need to be better than you were the day before. You have to.
No, at the end of the day, how you going to get better through the night?
Get good sleep. I don't know. Are you setting me up or what?
You want to if you go to sleep better than you were when you woke up, when you wake up the next day, you're going to be better off than you were the day before.
No, I think I'm talking about production. You're talking about something else, and you're just trying to do something that I don't understand.
Okay, guys, listen. Go take care. If you're in the path of these storms, I hope you make it through it safe. We'll see you next week. I hope maybe I'll see you on Thursday. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Y'all be blessed.
All right, you guys.
Check out the Grumpy Acres Farm Bonfire Store, your go-to spot for gear that represents self-reliance, homesteading, and a little bit of attitude. Get your hands on official Grumpy Acres apparel in men's, women's, and kids' sizes, and show your support for the homesteading lifestyle. From bold designs that celebrate freedom and preparedness to witty sayings that bring a smile, each piece is made for those who live life on their own terms. Whether you're on the farm, at the market, or just out and about, there's a Grumpy Acres tee for you. This April, make a bold statement with our Taxation is Theft t-shirt, available now at the Grumpy Acres Farm Bonfire Store. Grab yours today through the link in the description and wear your liberty loud and proud.